Welcome. We bring you Japan's latest news every day. AI sums up what matters, so you can stay informed in English in just a few minutes. If you find it helpful, please like and subscribe. Nichirei to notify individuals of potential personal information breach. Nichirei, a major frozen food manufacturer, has disclosed that personal information may have been leaked due to a cyber attack that caused system failures last month. The company says that some of the affected servers contained personal information belonging to customers and employees. A hacker group has already claimed responsibility for the attack, raising the risk of information leakage. Nichirei plans to sequentially notify affected individuals. The company is currently working with information security experts to confirm the scope and details of the leaked information. A dedicated hotline has also been established to respond to inquiries from customers. Minor league baseball game called off after multiple players report heat exhaustion symptoms. A minor league official game between the Lotte Marines and Osaka Oryx Buffaloes held in Saitama on the 22nd was called a no game. The match began at noon, but was suspended after multiple Lotte players reported symptoms consistent with heat exhaustion. The decision to prioritize the safety of players and spectators came as temperatures in Saitama were exceptionally high that day. Heat-related countermeasures in response to recent climate changes have become an important issue in professional baseball, and how games will be managed going forward is drawing close attention. Record-breaking heat of 40 degrees Celsius or higher observed in Mie, Shizuoka, and Gifu prefectures. Heightened alert issued for heat stroke. Dangerously hot conditions are continuing across the nation on the 22nd. Temperatures reached 40 degrees Celsius or higher in Kawana City, Mie Prefecture, Sakuma, Hamamatsu City, Shizuoka Prefecture, and Tajimi City, Gifu Prefecture, marking record extreme heat days. From the Tokai region through the Kanto and Koshin regions, temperatures approaching 40 degrees are appearing one after another. With these extreme high temperatures persisting, vigilance against heat stroke is essential. When going outside, hydrate frequently and avoid going out during daytime hours as much as possible. Special caution is needed for elderly people, small children, and those in poor health. Even indoors, take appropriate measures such as opening windows to ensure good air circulation and utilizing air conditioning. IPS cell-based, Reheart, to be covered by insurance for treatment of severe heart disease. A regenerative medicine product called Reheart, which uses iPS cells for treating severe heart disease, has been approved for coverage under Japan's public health insurance system. The Central Social Insurance Medical Council has authorized the coverage, with a treatment cost set at 53.2 million yen per procedure. The product is created by differentiating iPS cells derived from a patient's own cells into cardiac muscle cells, which are then transplanted into the damaged heart. It is expected to serve as a life-saving treatment for patients with severe heart failure who cannot be adequately treated through conventional therapeutic approaches. With insurance coverage, patients' financial burden will be significantly reduced, opening the door for more patients to access cutting-edge medical treatment. The practical implementation of regenerative medicine represents an important achievement demonstrating Japan's medical innovation. Critic Goro Yamada dies at 67, known for witty explanations of Western art and more. Critic Goro Yamada, who explained a wide range of topics from Western art to fashion and trivia with humor and wit, passed away on July 14 at the age of 67. Through television, radio, and his published works, Mr. Yamada became beloved by many fans for his unique style of presenting art history and cultural context in an accessible and entertaining manner. He had the ability to make even complex and difficult subjects engaging through his approachable expressions and clever commentary, captivating viewers and readers across all age groups. Our deepest condolences go out to his family and all those close to him. More delicious than males? Female eel shipments peak ahead of Doyo no Ushi no Hai. As the summer tradition of Doyo no Ushi no Hai approaches, eel shipments are reaching their peak season. The focus this year is on female eels. A fish farm in Aichi Prefecture has introduced a technology that produces female eels by adjusting their feed, a rare initiative in the industry. Since eels naturally develop into males in most cases, this is an uncommon practice. Female eels are said to have softer skin and flesh compared to males, making them more delicious. This new technology now allows for the supply of higher quality eels. While eating nutritious eel is a traditional practice to combat summer fatigue, this year consumers may be able to enjoy softer and more delicious eels than ever before. Democratic Party for the People Deputy Leader Furukawa urges Prime Minister Takaichi to prioritize rest, saying, "Sleep is important." Furukawa, deputy leader of the Democratic Party for the People, released a comment regarding Prime Minister Takaichi's post stating that she typically sleeps only 0 to 3 hours per day. Furukawa pointed out that sleep is crucial not only for maintaining health but also for improving work performance. He argued that precisely because the Prime Minister holds such a responsible position, it is necessary to ensure sufficient rest. He also expressed concern that fatigue in a leader can lead to impaired judgment and potentially affect critical national decisions. Furukawa emphasized that for the sake of the nation, Prime Minister Takaichi should prioritize her own health management. Prime Minister Takaichi meets with Imperial Household Agency Chief to ensure smooth implementation of revised Imperial House Law. Prime Minister Takaichi held talks with Takaichiro Kuroda, the head of the Imperial Household Agency, at the Prime Minister's official residence on the afternoon of the 22nd. Regarding the revised Imperial House Law that was enacted in the recent parliamentary session to address the declining number of imperial family members, the Prime Minister instructed the agency to proceed with appropriate measures on the practical front. The revised Imperial House Law allows female imperial family members to retain their imperial status even after leaving the imperial register, as securing an adequate number of imperial family members had become an issue. The Prime Minister emphasized that it is crucial for the Imperial Household Agency to steadily advance necessary preparations while coordinating with relevant organizations to ensure smooth implementation of the revised law. Chief Kuroda indicated his intention to carefully examine operational matters going forward. Japan, US, Australia, and India issued joint statement emphasizing importance of maritime peace and stability. A meeting of foreign ministers from the Quad, a four-nation group comprising Japan, the United States, Australia, and India, was held in the Philippines. At the meeting, the four countries shared their assessment of the situation in the East China Sea and South China Sea, with China's maritime expansion in mind. They issued a joint statement emphasizing the importance of maritime peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. The foreign ministers of all four nations agreed to continue their cooperation toward realizing a free and open Indo-Pacific based on international law. Stock prices show modest movement as profit-taking sells spread in afternoon trading. Tokyo's stock market remained relatively flat on the 22nd as profit-taking sell orders expanded in afternoon trading. The Nikkei 225 closed at 66,115 yen and 60 sen, down 116 yen and 59 sen from the previous day. While stocks moved steadily upward in the morning, selling pressure from investors seeking to lock in profits increased after midday. Share prices faced resistance at higher levels, resulting in a narrow range of movement. Market analysts say the cautious stance of investors is being reflected as attention continues on economic indicators and corporate earnings. Land and Infrastructure Ministry proposes possibility of increased lease payments for Shinkansen lines operated by JR. A new proposal regarding the management of Shinkansen lines under construction has been presented. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism's expert panel has proposed that junior companies continue making lease payments, for an additional 30 years or so even after 30 years have passed since the opening of these lines. Additionally, a mechanism is being considered that would allow lease payments to be increased if prices rise. Previously, junior companies were said to be able to maintain operations through lease payments for 30 years after opening, but the new proposal could extend that period further. A price link mechanism is expected to be introduced to respond to changes in the operating environment. Specific details are expected to be finalized going forward. Flooding in eastern Afghanistan kills 23, over 100 missing. Severe flooding triggered by heavy rains has struck eastern Afghanistan, causing widespread devastation. So far, 23 people have been confirmed dead, with more than 100 reported missing. The flooding has affected multiple regions, with many homes submerged underwater. Local authorities are intensifying search and rescue operations for the missing and affected residents. Infrastructure damage has also been reported, and reconstruction efforts are expected to take considerable time. International support is beginning to mobilize, with various countries considering the provision of relief supplies. Given the possibility of further casualties, local authorities remain on high alert. Russia's military invasion of Ukraine, developments on July 22, updates. We bring you an update on the situation in Ukraine. Russia's military invasion of Ukraine continues, with intense fighting reported on July 22 primarily in the eastern and southern regions. Ukrainian forces are continuing their resistance against Russian attacks across various areas, but civilian casualties are mounting, forcing many citizens to flee the country to neighboring Poland and other nations. Meanwhile, the international community is pursuing various diplomatic responses to the situation, with the United States and European countries demonstrating their commitment to continuing support for Ukraine. The coming developments in the fighting and international mediation efforts remain under close observation. Prime Minister Barnum holds first cabinet meeting, orders focus on cost of living crisis. Britain's new Prime Minister Andy Barnum held his first cabinet meeting on the 21 stone, pledging to lead a government that prioritizes the cost of living crisis. Speaking before his cabinet, the Prime Minister made cost of living measures his top priority, emphasizing that he wants to give the public a sense that help is on the way regarding living expenses. At the opening of the cabinet meeting, the Prime Minister stated his intention to ask ministers for proposals to ease household burdens, stressing that there is much we can do, large and small. At the same time, he emphasized that the government must always demonstrate how to secure funding for its policies, stressing the need for discipline in spending. He acknowledged that ministers will need to reassess budget allocation priorities in order to secure funding for new policies. Shortly after taking office on the 20th, Barnum announced plans to increase spending on rough sleeping initiatives by £340 million over the next 5 years. This is expected to be funded through unallocated budgets from the Housing Ministry. Additionally, on the morning of the 21 stone, ahead of the cabinet meeting, he announced a reduction in the value-added tax (VAT) rate on household energy bills starting in October. The new government plans to secure funding for this tax cut measure by scrapping the digital ID system that former Prime Minister Keir Starmer had been attempting to implement. However, observers have already pointed out that since no budget was allocated to the digital ID system in the first place, this will not cover the shortfall created by the tax cut. President Zelensky dismisses Ukraine's military commander-in-chief following days of protest demonstrations. Image provided by Global Images Ukraine via Getty Images. By Yaroslav Lukev, reporter, and Paul Adams, diplomatic editor, Kyiv. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has dismissed Army Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky on the 21st. Zelensky recently removed the popular defense minister Mikhailo Fedorov, prompting protests across the country. Rumors had circulated that tensions between Fedorov and Syrsky were behind the defense minister's dismissal, and this was soon confirmed to be accurate. The 35-year-old Fedorov has been widely praised for his achievements, including revitalizing the defense ministry, leading military reforms, and spearheading anti-corruption efforts. Meanwhile, the 60-year-old Sersky is viewed by many citizens as a Soviet-era commander reluctant to implement rapid military reforms.